you guys doing? Welcome back. For those who don't know me, my name is Eddie, and I'm here to help you with your success. But before we get started, I need to know if you're willing to take 100% responsibility for your life and where you're at right now. Because if you're not willing to take 100% responsibility for your life, then you might as well turn this off. Because I'm tired of people acting like they're weak when we know they're not. What do I mean by that? People who give excuses. Okay, now I might hurt somebody right now, but it needs to be said. Okay? So people have come up to me, asked me for advice several times. And when I give them the advice, they give me excuses on why they can't do it. Eddie, you don't understand. I grew up on the wrong side of the neighborhood. My parents were poor. I didn't graduate school. I can't read. I don't know anything, etc., etc. And you know what I tell them? I tell them, you know what? You're right. You can't make it. You're not going to do it. But not because of the excuses you gave me, because the excuses do not excuse you from life. Those excuses are not for me. Those excuses do not affect me. Why? Because it's not my life. It's yours. Those excuses are for you to feel good about where you're at right now. Okay? But the reason why you're not going to make it is because you already counted yourself out without even trying. He who says he can and he who says he can't are both right. See what I'm saying? So if you don't like your life, if you don't like your health, if you don't like your relationship, if you don't like your business, your financial situation, whatever it is, if you don't like it, change it. It's that simple. It reminds me of a story about a farmer. So there was a farmer sitting out on his porch, and beside him was his dog. A young man was walking by and noticed that the farmer's dog was crying. So the young man asked the farmer, "Why is it that your dog is crying?" The farmer looks at his dog and says, "Oh, the reason why my dog is crying is because it's sitting in a nail." And the young man says, "A nail? Why doesn't he just move?" The farmer says, "Must not hurt him enough." See what I'm saying? The reason why you don't change the situation you're in is because it doesn't hurt you enough. Well, I'm here to tell you that it needs to hurt you to the point where you stop making excuses and stop giving results. How? How can I get results? Well, a few weeks ago, I was watching a seminar by Jack Canfield. Very powerful man. I was watching a seminar where he gives an equation that helped my life to understand this principle. The equation goes E plus R equals O. E as in the event, the events that come on the exterior, not from inside, from outside. Events, what people say, things that happen, traffic, whatever it is, events that come out from the outside. Plus R, which is your response, which comes within. An action, a thought, something verbal that you say, that's the response, will equal the outcome. Okay, now you can't control the event, like I said, but you can control the response, the way you respond to the actions, to the event, and it will equal your outcome. If you don't like the outcome you have right now, then you need to start changing your response. Well, what do I mean? There's different scenarios. Let me give you a scenario. You're in traffic, right? You're in traffic, and you're going to be late for work. And you're stressing out. Oh my God, you cannot control the traffic. It just happens sometimes. You're stressed out. Oh my God, I'm going to be late, this and that, and I'm mad at the world, this and that. And just because you're mad doesn't mean the traffic's going to go faster or the car's going to go faster. It doesn't. Just because you're mad, it's not going to change anything else. It's the event happened and period. You're just hurting yourself because you're getting mad. Well, let's go back to that scenario where there's traffic, but you have a different kind of response. You know what? I already called my boss. I let him know I'm going to be late. There was traffic. There's nothing I can do. I got some CDs, some personal development CDs I can listen to develop myself while I'm waiting. I got some books. I got my music. Whatever it is. See that response? See, now the traffic is still the same from the negative person and the positive person. The traffic is still the same. It's the same speed, same everything. But one's hurting himself. He's making himself worse, while the other one's helping. Like, he's just okay with it. He's accepting it, and he knows that there's nothing he can do. So the response is a big key here. Okay? So this is what you need to do. You need to take 100% responsibility for your life, because everything that has happened has led you here. Oh, well, no, because my parents, this is why I'm poor, because my parents were poor. Wrong. Okay, your parents did what they could to get you where you're at. They did their part. Now, when you were in school, you still had a response, your choices. Just because your parents couldn't help you with your homeworks or whatever, doesn't mean you couldn't have learned. But when you come home from school, what were your choices? Watch TV? Play basketball? Play video games? Talk with your friends? What was your choice? Or was it study and do your homework? Those are the choices. Okay? So then you would have grown up and been a little more knowledgeable. Oh, well, my coworker blamed something on me, and that's why I got fired. No. You don't blame nobody. You have to take 100% responsibility for what happened. If it was something you did, then those are the consequences. But if it was something you didn't do, you could have fight it. You should have used a different response. Let them know. Did some research, try to figure out what was it that happened. If you weren't able to fight it, that means that you weren't in the right place to even express or to even show what the outcome would have been. You were already in the wrong place to begin with. For them to even consider, even believing that it was you. Everything that happens to you is because of you and the decisions you make, the response. Okay? You need to know that and take 100% responsibility. Now that you know this, you are able to make wiser decisions. Okay? So the first step is stop giving excuses. Because when you continue giving excuses, you're not focusing on what you could have improved on. Oh, it was because of that person, and that's it. Leave it. When you could have maybe done something to improve it, or maybe said something different that would have changed the outcome completely. Instead of doing that, think, okay, well, this happened and I didn't like this outcome, so what kind of a response could have I done to change it? Those are the things you need to learn. You need to practice on. So I encourage you to think of every outcome you have, and think of every event that happened, and think about your response. Okay? I hope this had helped. Now, if you have any questions, comments, please leave them there, and I will gladly help you guys out any way I can. Remember, my name is Eddie, and you guys take it easy.